Hey everybody, this is Andy. It's been about a year since I've posted my first video on how I've got my Diablo Amigo rigged, and I've made quite a few changes since then, and been in several different situations where I want to set it up differently for different types of fishing, whether it be lake fishing, river fishing, or just a fun day on the water where I'm not fishing at all, or maybe just taking one rod and a cooler full of beer or something. So I have several ways, and I'm going to show how I've got this set up where it's pretty much completely modular. And one of the biggest things that helps that out is the gear track. The boat comes with little spots for the gear track, and this is the Kayak gear track. So first setup I'm going to do is my lake fishing setup, and for that I use a cooler seat. And it's the Yeti Roadie 20 cooler, and I've glued a couple of pieces of rubber on here for the feet of the cooler to set on to level it out. And for the sake of time right now, I'm not going to strap it in. I'm just going to show you basically where it sits, how it works. I've got a kayak seat on it. It's a Hobie seat, and I rigged that up myself, and I'm going to do some videos later on specific features, things like this, how I've got it rigged and how I did it. But for now, I'm just going to do pretty much the whole boat setup. But one little detail on it, I do have it where I can strap it through here, and if I'm sitting on it, I can still open it and close it if I need a drink, or if I've got a dry bag or something in here, or I need a first aid kit or something like that. And then pretty much the kayak fisherman's best friend, the milk crate. The orange caddy I have on it was purchased from Walmart. I think it was about $20. I've had this on there pretty much since day one, and the good old PVC rod holders. And of course in the crate I can keep a couple of Plano boxes, all my soft plastics, sunscreen, and then I'll put my anchor and first one thing and another in there, and I could just use the bungees that come on the boat to strap through the crate. And also made my own visibility pole with a flag off, a 35-cent flag off Amazon, and a flashlight and a toothbrush holder. So a lot cheaper than some of the other options out there, and it works just fine. As far as fishing equipment goes, this is one of my favorite features on the boat. It's going to take me a second to put it on. This dashboard is made right here locally in Dawsonville, Georgia, by a company called Mad Frog Gear. Like I said, it's going to take a second to get it on the gear track. I could do it faster, but sometimes when I'm fishing, I'll catch myself leaning on this, and I know I'm not supposed to, but I do it anyway. So I put a buttress in the middle of it, so if I lean on it even by accident, it's not going to bend or break. And you got the Kayak screw downs, and I have a mighty mount on the underside of this, ram mount. That's where the Lowrance goes. And I've got it wired. Just plug in the back through here. I'm not going to set it up now. Wired through here with the Hobie through hole kit. It's a pretty clean setup. And I've actually got my transducer mounted in the hull on a nice flat part of the hull, and this is duct seal that you can get at Home Depot or Lowe's or your local hardware store. And when I'm paddling on the lake, I'm using this as a stand-up paddleboard. This is a hybrid boat. It can be used as a sit-down or stand-up. If I'm on the lake, I like to stand up and fish. I kind of can see what's in the water a little bit better, and it just feels better to stand up. So I use this. If I don't get stung, I use this mainly as a stand-up paddleboard, like I said, on the lake. So I'm going to go to the river setup now. It's a little different seating arrangement. When Diablo made this boat, and I think any of their boats, they designed it in the mold to fit a Larry chair. It's made by Travel Chair. So I ordered this online and it works great. It's really comfortable, and that's about the only difference between my river setup and my lake setup, other than the rod holders. I've got these Ram rod holders that I put on the mounts here, so I can actually hold, if I'm on the lake I can hold 5 rods, but if I'm on the river I'm usually I'm traveling light, and I'm just normally carrying 2 rods. These are the rod holders that I will use on the river. These are the Kayak Zuka tubes. Put it on the ram ball. These things are so versatile. You can do just about anything with them. I'll hold it like this. And that way, if I'm on the river, you know, you're on the river, it could be narrow, you get under a lot of trees and stuff, so let's put my rod here, and I've got ball bungees here to hold the rod if I'm just paddling along, and this is one of my shorter rods, but if I had like a 6.5 or 7 foot rod, I could put it in here and just rest it over the dashboard. It's you just kind of do whatever feels comfortable. When you're on the river and you're paddling in current, it's a little bit more involved when you're fishing that way. And one more thing on the dashboard, I've got I don't have a paddle out here, but this boat has a place where you can put the blade of your paddle. And I've put this Railblazer paddle rest on here, so you can just stick the paddle in there, let it sit, and it's not going to go anywhere, you know, if you want to be fishing and not paddling. Also, I have another piece of gear track right here. If I want to mount the Lowrance up higher, maybe if I'm standing up, I can mount it up here, or I can put another rod holder up here. That's just whatever I feel like doing that day, whatever's comfortable and whatever works out. As far as the power for the fish finder goes, I mounted the other side of the Hobie through-hole kit into this box. It's just the outdoor products box that you find at Walmart for about $10. The sealed lead acid battery, and I've got it. I cut a piece of foam where it fit in between the pontoons of the hull, and I use these Night Eyes gear ties all over the place when I'm hauling rods and reels, when I'm attaching things to the boat. You really can't have enough of these. There's so many uses for them. That's not going anywhere. And then, of course, just plugs right in. It's basically like a trailer connection. And never had a problem with the Lowrance yet. So that's pretty much it for the river setup. And the recreational setup is basically the same as the river setup, except I'm not going to carry a crate. If you're out partying on the water, you gotta have your cooler. So in that case, I'll strap the cooler in back here, either with nylon webbing or with the bungees. It works better for me I like it better with the nylon webbing because you can go through the molded spots that are built into the cooler, and it's just going to stay on a little bit better. And as I've had pretty much from day one, I've got the skag on the boat. This boat, after you get used to it, it tracks fairly well without it, but even when the skag's down, it really is like night and day. It makes it effortless to go straight in the boat. So I think that's about it as far as other accessories I have. I've got various lanyards, you know, for my fish grips that I can I'll clip on up here. Little tool caddy, also by Mad Frog Gear for the pliers, and I would say that's about it. Like I said, it's pretty much the most stable boat out there. I think it's 12 foot 8 inches long, 37 inches wide, and it's like a floating dock. I've been out and I've stood on the bow of the boat and didn't feel like I was going to fall. If it's hot outside and I'm just kind of relaxing, I can sit down in the hull of the boat, hang my feet over the side and fish. I've been very happy with it so far. So if you like this video, hit the like button. I hope to have a lot more videos coming, especially stuff on the water. I do not have a GoPro yet, but fingers crossed I'll have one before long, so I can actually get some videos catching fish and doing a little bit of tournament fishing, and first one thing and another. I hope everybody learned something from this video. I really like to share things, you know, as part of the kayak fishing community is sharing innovation and knowledge with each other. So get out there and catch some fish and have fun. Have a great day.